Good evening, YouTube. This is my TNA Impact review from, well, tonight. Well, I've just finished watching it. I'll do a quick run through and then give my thoughts on it. To be honest, I could not remember watching a better episode of Impact than tonight. It was great. There was a few niggles, but apart from that, it was brilliant, and I suggest watching it. Anyway, to start off the show, we had a Eric Bischoff promo playing the guitar. Now, when I first saw this, I have to admit I did think, what the fuck is going on here? But I give it time, let it progress. Bischoff's good on the guitar, I'll give him that. Jeff Jarrett comes down. There's a whole spiel between Jeff Jarrett and Bischoff. Bischoff, basically goading Jeff Jarrett to hit him. Jarrett starts to walk out the ring. Bischoff says he doesn't have any balls. Jarrett comes back in, absolutely creams Bischoff with a guitar shot. Bischoff then makes a match between Jarrett and Foley at the, well, not at the end of the night, but a match between Jarrett and Foley, with a loser to be fired from the company. Then we went on to a knockouts 8-woman tag team match with the Beautiful People and Daphne versus Angelina Love, Tara, Sarita, and Taylor Wilde. It was a pretty good match. It was, it was enjoyable. It turned into a huge catfight, which was good. There was some good work in here, especially from Daphne. Again, she's a great wrestler. Daphne picks up the win. Yeah, that's about it to say about that. A good, solid women's match. Up next, we had a Hulk Hogan promo. Now, I am not exactly a huge Hulk Hogan fan, but it was possibly one of the best promos I've seen in a long time. The first part of it, I wasn't really feeling it at all. Hogan and Abyss on their own usual spiel about the Lord of the Rings crap. Ric Flair comes down in his wheelchair. I love Ric Flair in a wheelchair. I think he plays the part. It is absolute gold. Ric Flair and AJ Styles on crutches also did a good job. I know a lot of people slag AJ off for not having charisma, but he did a good job feigning the injuries. It was funny as hell. Ric Flair, anyway, it ends up Ric Flair is madly wheeling away up the ramp. Hulk Hogan's chasing him. He turns Flair around and freewheels him down the ramp, to which Abyss catches him with a clothesline and flips Ric Flair's wheelchair backwards. I pissed myself laughing on that. Just coincidentally, I actually did note down this was up against Raw. It was the Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes were also cutting a promo at the same time. I noted this because to me this highlights the main difference, in my opinion, between the two companies. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase are very generic wrestlers. Alright, there's nothing eye-catching about them. To me, they're boring. They have no personality and no charisma on the mic at all. No, I can't care for them either way, hate them or like them. To me, they're just dull. And yes, people say Hogan, Flair are old. They may be old, but they can still cut one hell of a promo with more charisma in their little fingers than DiBiase and Rhodes probably ever could. Anyway, moving on. Rob Terry versus Tonko. Not to say really. What, 2-minute squash match. Rob Terry wins. Video package. Bischoff and JJ plated after the JJ Jeff Jarrett. And then we had Jeff Jarrett versus Mick Foley with Beer Money as the referees. I thought Beer Money did a good job in this. I found a few of the spots pretty funny as the refs. Jeff Jarrett takes the win. Mick Foley is fired, obviously, on his way out. Beer Money jumped Jarrett afterwards. RVD, Jeff Hardy come out, offer them a challenge. Beer Money accepts. The main event is RVD and Jeff Hardy versus Beer Money. Mick Foley on his way out. Even though I respected Foley anyway, I respect him hell of a lot more now because he nailed Bubba the Love Sponge in the face. Thank you, Mick. Anyway, down we go. Bischoff and Hogan is the next segment in the office. Hulk Hogan tells Eric Bischoff to lay off Jeff Jarrett and start afresh. Eric Bischoff agrees, probably won't, but you know. Hernandez and Morgan next up. I really enjoyed this match, and to me this match just highlights the fact that both men should never have been put as a tag team and are far better as singles competitors. It was a good match. High impact at the end of this match. I thought as TNA paced the show really well this time. It started off slowly and built up and built up and built up, which I also liked. They also did this very, very well. And now I was watching this as a stream because I'm in UK, I don't get Impact till Saturday. And the thing that pissed me off was people in the stream saying, "Oh, it's a work. Oh, it's for." It is a work. It's wrestling. Of course, it's a work. It's a way for Hernandez and Morgan to drop the belts without actually saying we've dropped the belts. Hernandez gets injured, can't compete for 30 days, yada yada. They drop the belts. Okay? But it was really well done. The kick looked real. TNA handled it really well with the AMTs, fan reactions. They bought it, which really ain't saying much for Impact fans, but they still bought it. Hernandez had his head rested up against the ring post. Matt Morgan Carbon footprints his head into the ring post. Hernandez feigns, Hernandez is knocked out. EMT stretches. Hernandez is in the back of an ambulance when it comes back from break. Hulk Hogan tells the EMTs to call his wife and let him know. It was very well done, and to me it was pleasing because TNA was very well. The whole show I thought was writ creatively very well. I thought the storylines was very good for a change, and hopefully it's a turning point for TNA. Anyway, moving on. Oh, also on that, the commentators, which get a lot of grief, really did sell the Hernandez injury well. Taz did a great job on it, and Mike Tenay, which I do not like Mike Tenay, but no. There's a video package saying about the Wolfpack getting back together. Fantastic. Main event, RVD and Jeff Hardy versus Beer Money. Phenomenal. Fan-fucking-tastic. You had this, RVD and Jeff Hardy against Beer Money. Awesome tag team match. You had this going up against a fucking promo on Monday Night Raw. A shit promo, to which may I say, all the WWE fans that say, "Oh, TNA copy WWE." Batista came out. What did he say? The first part in his promo? Say hello to the bad guy? That kind of rings a bell with a guy called Scott Hall. But, obviously it's doing WWE, so it's all completely original. Anyway, this was an awesome, 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 awesome match. I'm a TNA fan. I don't care. I was marking out. It was brilliant. Really good match. Finish was epic. Quality finish. It's more of a instant swanton, and then straight on top of it was RVD with his 5-star with a turn in midair. Mark my tits off for that one. It was quality. Only thing that ruined it slightly was, for some reason, EY came in near the end, Eric Young, and announced that there'll be a 6-man tag next week against the Wolfpack, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman, and himself, Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam, which I think will be a decent match because at least EY, Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy can carry it. Also, to note, Tara and Daphne First Blood match next week. I know it was shut off at the pay-per-view. It's obviously apparent now that TNA did this because they knew that they would get more people viewing the Impact show and knew that this is different and something that would turn heads. Split opinions I know on this. I'm for one. I'm all for it. I think women want equality in wrestling and in life, and to be honest I think the Knockouts can do a very good match, most of them, and they can do hardcore, they can do what men can do, and to say they can't and you're offended by a little blood, I mean, if it was man on woman I would object, but woman on woman in a match, big deal, it's wrestling. They deserve an equal chance, same as everyone else. Right, that's it for me. Overall, TNA was epic. I watched Raw as well. Won't go into it. It bored me to tears. Watch TNA. Thank you very much.